need to have a centralized accountability on the procurement process. But that, in a way, it's going to create more problems than the system that was there before. So I think the Committee on Education needs to really reflect on this matter, look at all the possibilities, look at all the loopholes, and report to this House, so that, if possible, we should actually revert to the system that was there before, which was that every school could handle procurement of its learning material. Mr. Speaker, let me also comment on the issue of establishment of an embassy in Morocco. Mr. Speaker, this issue of having an embassy in Morocco is long overdue. And there is no justification at all for Kenya government not to have an embassy in Morocco, because all the leading economies in Africa, they all have embassies in Morocco. Start with Nigeria, South Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, Algeria. They all have embassies in Morocco, because Morocco is a big economy. And Morocco is a flourishing economy, which this country really needs to benefit from having a diplomatic engagement with Morocco. So there is no justification not to have, but I'm aware, Mr. Speaker, the government is trying to quietly establish an office in Morocco. But Mr. Speaker, as a standard, I think it's important for that process to be processed through Parliament, so that Parliament gives an approval for the establishment of embassies in such strategic countries. Mr. Speaker, coming to the issue of the PS for Foreign Affairs, I have heard Senator Galwale trying to defend the PS. I think there is no justification in what he did. When we have high-ranking government officials resorting to exchanging on social media, then there is a problem. And Mr. Speaker, the PS would easily have taken his phone and called you. Instead of now going to respond to you on social media. That is unacceptable, and we are seeing this trend emerge in this current government. We have seen the behavior of the CS Moses Kuria on social media and others. I mean, there should be a better way of communicating within government. So there is no justification in what the PS did. And Mr. Speaker, Parliament plays a big role in foreign policy implementation. After all the treaties that we engage in as a country are ratified by this House. So when the PS gives an impression that Parliament and Senate has no role in engaging on diplomatic mission, Mr. Speaker, that is misconduct. And if it was another country, that PS would be at home by now, Mr. Speaker. He will be at home, I'm telling you. If this thing happened during President Moi's time, by 1 o'clock news, we would hear that the PS has been sacked. So this crippling indiscipline in government, Mr. Speaker, I think is something that we need to deal with as a House, and there is no justification in what the PS did. But Mr. Speaker, this is a problem of giving responsibility to people who have no civil service experience. They will always do things in this manner. Serious ministries like Foreign Affairs require serious, experienced civil servants who are also diplomats, Mr. Speaker. So Mr. Speaker, I want to what
is your point of order, Senator Boni?
Mr. Speaker, is it in order, rising on standing order number 105, for the member to impute improper motives on our civil servants when he knows that Abraham Singoe, doctor, was not only vetted for by the National Assembly, but that this is a distinguished lawyer